Can't promise you how long I'll be live for. Really can't promise you how long I'm gonna be live for. I'm gonna try late night. Um, I was working all day, then I was in meetings. I'm exhausted, but I wanted not. I wanted to go live because that's what I do. So here I go. Um, what they call crap posting. Um, I won't say the word. Maybe I'm too politically correct, right? I grew up in an era where you had to be politically correct. And the only reason why I'm putting Hassan on the stage, right? I'm putting Hassan on the stage so you can see him. You can see me, different generations, right? Different generations. I got this guy by like 10 years. Doesn't mean he doesn't know much. He does know a lot. And I'm not going to throw shade in his direction because I'm not that type of person, right? I try not to throw shade at people. But there's somebody in Queens that, as a politician, he's a progressive, right? Often I feel that the people in the left, democratic socialists such as myself, can't trust the progressives, right? Because the moment that they get an opportunity to make more money or for big money interests to influence them, a lot of times they get influenced by these positions. Like Anna Leah Mejia in New Jersey, she she took a J Street endorsement. Um, big money changes people, and once people get name recognition and people know who they are, their whole perspective changes. Um, so that's
for the record. That's how you use swear words, okay?
Like and that's my issue. So which me personally, there's plenty of people that would like to see Hassan Piker interview, right? There's certain people that I would love to see him interview, right? Love for him to see him interview, right? One of those people is a person that has stood up against the casino in Queens and has expressed his opinion that there shouldn't be any casinos in Queens, right? Which is good. It's a principled stand. It's a very principled stance. It's a stance that most politicians have refused to take, right? People have been trying for months. And every time they try, they get rebuffed, right? They get rebuffed. They get rebuffed. So I want to know, how can we meet the moment? That's my question. How can we meet the moment in political times where it's crucial and important at the same time that the students and people in life in general can express themselves, right? You should be able to express yourself wherever you go. If you can't express yourself, then it's no good, right? It's not a good relationship if you can't express yourself, right? Let me see. Just see. Just sharing it to people. I think it's very important. Share the live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Substack. Share it out. Don't be shy. Um, how you doing? How's everyone doing? Late night in New York. Feeling it, right? Feeling that cold. Um, that it just a huge shift in temperature is going to happen. We're almost at 90 degrees today, and it's only April. It's springtime. We usually don't have that type of weather in April. Maybe June, maybe July, maybe August. But is that an indication that the month to come is going to be extremely hot? That's my question. Will the upcoming month be extremely hot? Or 1 second. I'm going to share it into my places. Okay. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time. Speak your mind and speak how you feel. Hopefully, I set aside enough time for speaking with everyone, right? I hope that's the case. And yeah, so send any students you might have, and let's speak about the state of our politics, the state of our economy, right? Let me post it, and you could all repost it. They don't like my topics, so why people be like that with each other? Why humans be so mean to each other, mean spirit, um, not respectful? Why? Why we have to have that culture of hate for everyone? We should have a culture of love at all levels. Love should be something that doesn't perish, right? That's not what the Bible says. If you read the Bible, right? Let me play the Chuck Park clip, right? There's two videos I want you to see about Chuck Park, a diplomat under the Trump administration, and now a internet sensation, right? The best way you can contribute is through Amazon, right? According to some people, but that's not the case, right? Let's listen to Hassan Piker, right? Let's listen to what he has to say about Chuck Park.
Check out Chuck Park running for Congress of Queens. I know. Everyone always tells me check out Chuck Park. Yes, we will check out Chuck Park eventually. I promise.
Why not this weekend? You can check out Chuck Park for Congress. That's me. At 2 p.m. on Saturday in downtown Flushing. Links in the bio. Hassan, you're invited. And Representative Meng, as always, you're invited too.
Check out Chuck Park running for Congress of Queens. I know. Everyone always tells me check out Chuck.
And he's running for Congress in Queens. He's a progressive. He's the one that has come out against the casino in Queens. He actually came out against it, right? He actually came out against the casino in Queens. He full-throated came out in the video, and he just inviting Hassan Piker to his he's been on fire with his videos. 31,000 likes. So this is a video I like. This sealed the deal for me. I mean, I don't like to just vote for people just for popularity. And actually, I can't vote for him. I'm like a little bit outside of his district, a few blocks away from his district. But I wish he would have been my rep. Other than AOC, I mean, AOC is my rep. But then he would be recommended by me, right?
Hey, Queens, you hungry about this? Then you should be really angry about this. Listen, Steve Cohen is the owner of the Mets. Bought them in 2020 for $2.4 billion. To this day, still the highest price ever paid for a baseball team. Look, let's go Mets, but no way their last place finish that year in the NL East justifies that price. Makes no sense, right? Actually, it makes perfect sense because Steve Cohen wasn't buying the Mets. He was buying the lease to the land they play on. And at the end of last year, he won permission to build a casino there on the parking lot of Citi Field, a casino that nobody asked for, a casino that will bring to Queens what a casino always brings everywhere: gambling addiction, exploitation, and human trafficking. And if you know Steve Cohen, this shouldn't surprise you. In 2013, his hedge fund had to pay a $1.2 billion fine for insider trading. Since then, he's invested in for-profit ICE detention centers, defense contractors, Republican super PACs, and Donald Trump. He's a billionaire oligarch, betting on the suffering of vulnerable people. Now he's betting against Queens. How do we get to this point? Money. For years, Steve Cohen and his army of lobbyists gave free Mets tickets, first pitches, private tours, and yes, political donations to elected leaders at every level, including my opponent, Grace Meng. In fact, her campaign is brought to you by the same consultants who are pushing this casino. Maybe that's why she's been completely silent on what is the biggest development project in the history of her long political career, a project more than triple the size of the Amazon HQ2 proposal. So, Representative Meng, where do you stand on the casino? When will you host a town hall or a debate to answer our questions? Will you ever stand up for Queens?
I don't think so. I love the video. I love the energy of Chuck Park. He's a progressive. I've never been a fan of progressive because I feel like progressives usually ask for their vote, and then they flip-flop, like sort of like Josh Fetterman, right? Took your vote, and now he's in there, and now he's consistently voting with the Republicans. So just let you know, just be careful, and just want to say that I saved the button at least. Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna highlight every day I'm going to highlight one politician that I like and I would like to see thrive, because a lot of times they need a little boost, right? They need a little boost in their ratings, a little boost in their uh, understanding of topics. We need people that can understand the people, not just what Hollywood wants or what the people tell them Hollywood wants, right? So I appreciate you all for joining me. Um, have politics gotten you scared lately and giving you anxiety for the things that might be happening that you might be on the hook for? Is there such a thing where you get to get tired of the nonsense? The things that the politicians refuse to acknowledge. Everyone double tap on the screen, like the live, share the live. There's too many things going on. And I don't understand why people can't get along, even adults. Right? The split in this country is crazy. A lot of people are not willing to compromise. A lot of people just want to follow things their way and or the highway. That's it, simple as that. They're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to work with other people. But then they expect other people to work with them, right? The state of politics are crazy. And so Chuck Park received the majority of support from the Working Families Party. They were going to apparently they were going to endorse him, and then they backtracked and decided not to endorse him. Right? And so they grew a lot of people. Right? They got a lot of people for not wanting to release why they did not endorse him. They didn't really release a reason, but otherwise he's gaining a lot of traction. He gained more than 50,000 followers in 1 month in Instagram, Facebook, and all these other areas. And so, remember, like they say, politics are ultra local, right? Politics are local. At the end of the day, they're local. The local issues is the ones that matter. Everything else doesn't matter, because politics matter in greater um, sphere, right? They start at the local level, and there's a lot of things you could vote on. You could improve at the local level. Thank you for the like. Thank you for liking the live, sharing the live. Thank you so much for supporting the live wherever you are. Um, I really do appreciate it, right? Um, every like, every share gets this live going, helps support boost it. And I know it's late night. Uh, try to promote it. I'm not doing Facebook, YouTube, uh, Twitch, X, Instagram, Substack, and soon I'll be expanding to many more platforms, right? I used to host political debates on TikTok and talk about politics on TikTok before Donald Trump was reelected. And what I notice about people is that they just want to feel safe. They want to feel like nothing can happen to them. They want to feel that they're important, right? In their own way. So obviously, it's only temporary that candidates could be snubbed, right? I want to watch the video again, right? Of Chuck Park, in case you haven't heard of him. He's a good candidate, and I'll play like one or two more.
Hey, Queens, you hungry about this? Then you should be really angry about this. Listen, Steve Cohen is the owner of the Mets. Bought them in 2020 for $2.4 billion. To this day, still the highest price ever paid for a baseball team. Look, let's go Mets, but no way their last place finish that year in the NL East justifies that price. Makes no sense, right? Actually, it makes perfect sense because Steve Cohen wasn't buying the Mets. He was buying the lease to the land they play on. And at the end of last year, he won permission to build a casino there on the parking lot of Citi Field. A casino that nobody asked for. A casino that will bring to Queens what a casino always brings everywhere. Gambling addiction, exploitation, and human trafficking. And if you know Steve Cohen, this shouldn't surprise you. In 2013, his hedge fund had to pay a $1.2 billion fine for insider trading. Since then, he's invested in for-profit ICE detention centers, defense contractors, Republican super PACs, and Donald Trump.
Also, some deep accusations, right? Grace Men takes APAC money, has sided with Donald Trump. Everyone knows Donald Trump is not popular in New York. He's not popular at all. But somehow, some people find it amusing to support him. But some people, some politicians, get the same donations from the same rich people.
He's a billionaire oligarch, betting on the suffering of vulnerable people. Now he's betting against Queens. How do we get to this point? Money.
Money,
For years,
money.
Steve Cohen and his army of lobbyists gave free
Money changes the people. And when they're getting free money, it changes them even more, right? Right? Do you understand? People don't stay the same. As much as they say they're the same person, as much as they say, oh, money won't change me, power won't change me, power gets people drunk. Power gets people high. Power gets people to do things that they usually do. Or you think they would do it anyway? I don't know. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'm going to keep emphasizing that we need to look for alternative politicians, alternative people to represent us, because we live in a representative democracy where people are going to represent us and our interests for us, right? For us. So we got to learn how to defend ourselves and defend our community from anyone that is willing to destroy our community, right? And me saying that probably will not get a lot of people that want to come on my program. Um, but I know that I enjoyed speaking about politics. It might not be the most interesting, but I enjoy speaking about politics somewhat.
tickets, first pitches, private tours, and yes, political donations to elected leaders at every level, including my opponent, Grace May. In fact, Her campaign is brought to you by the same consultants who are pushing this casino. Maybe that's why she's been completely silent on what is the biggest development project in the history of her long political career. A project.
Yeah, it's the biggest project in. It's going to be the biggest project in New York City next year, and all the politicians are quiet. All the people are just acting like they don't know nothing about it. That's the act. They don't know nothing. Don't bother them. Don't tell them about it. They just don't want to hear about it because they know that the person behind it is extremely powerful and has a lot of money. And so they're just going to go along with it. Therefore, they can avoid any headaches. Right? So they don't want her to make it to the end. Just like Bernie Sanders. They burning him. He mentioned it, that they did that to him. They try to get him kicked off the ballot because they don't like him challenging them or the appearance of them being challenged. Right? They don't like nobody that challenges them. But if we can challenge them, then we'll hope for the better. And we as a civilization said, challenge the status quo. We could. We're doing good work. Right? We're doing good work. We fight against the status quo. Right? That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. We shouldn't just cave to those big money interests that are going to make more money than what they're putting into the community or they claim to be putting into the community. Every time they spend $1, it's because they're going to get way more back. That's the way I look at it. They're always going to get way more money back. Just like Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez mentioned that people want to vote for funding for Israel because big money is behind it. Big money influence is behind it. So, me and you, the ants, want to speak up and we get plowed to the ground. We get bulldozed because they don't want to hear our opinion. They could act like they want to hear our opinion. At the end of the day, they don't want to hear our opinion. They just claim that they do. They want to claim that everything is equal. But everything is not equal. It's like when people say, oh, I'm not racist. Right? They're not racist. They don't believe we're racist. Or then they only associate with people from certain backgrounds. Right? And contradict everything they say about being against racism. Right? They contradict everything they say about being anti-racist. Right? Then you question, are they really anti-racist? This is the stuff that Trump says all the time. Right? This is the stuff that Trump says all the time. He loves everyone. But then he'll do anything to make you look bad. Right? He'll try his hardest to make you look bad. To make it seem as if whatever you say is wrong. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? So, the Republican, even Democrats, love to embarrass and make it seem as if you're right. But we know oftentimes that big money is what guides a lot of politicians' decisions. Right? And when a person comes along that shakes the establishment, they try to block them.
More than triple the size of the Amazon HQ2 proposal. So, Representative Maine, where do you stand on the casino? When will you host a town hall or a debate to answer our questions? Will you ever stand up for Queens?
Wow. I started out on fire, right? Questioning those power brokers and the establishment that want things to keep moving the way they move, right? You know what's one thing Mike Bloomberg did before he left office? He rezoned Flushing. He rezoned Corona. He rezoned a lot of Queens, Long Island City. Why? He saw the possibility to make a lot of money. Right? Thank you for the likes, everyone. Thank you for the people that hit the like button. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing it. You can hit up the Cash App $ on my labor to support the channel. Let's watch some more of this guy, Chuck Park, right? Sounds interesting. I would love to interview him. But, right? He even got
that
on
in a minute.
Yeah.
But from what I gather,
he's sharp. He was a diplomat for Obama. And people don't trust him. But he doesn't take money from big corporations.
from your materials, you're suggesting that there's something fundamentally wrong with how we're doing politics.
Yeah, if we're talking about this promise, that promise has been broken. I mean, it's been broken every time we see ICE agents disappearing, a dad waiting for a construction job at a Home Depot parking lot. It's being broken when we see a mom being disappeared after school drop-off. It's also being disappeared when we see people working harder than ever and falling further and further behind. I'm seeing immigrant stoners like my parents who are skipping medical appointments because they lost their health insurance. Retired school teachers afraid to open the stack of bills, Con Edison bills, medication bills on their dining room table. So that dream and that promise is under attack 10 different ways. And at the same time that it is being broken by President Trump, it's being broken by our own leaders here in New York.
Mm-hmm.
What's broken about the system now? You're running against a specific candidate. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But from what I gather from your materials, you're.
And you saw that today, right? Sorry, yesterday. Chuck Schumer, Gillibrand, they all voted to send bombs to Israel. Right? Our own representatives, even though the majority of people against this, still voted for it. There's one more video that's fire.
And I hope to meet Grace Meng maybe on this table for a debate.
We love having debates.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, we are here for you.
Good to see you. When can we have a debate? Can we schedule a debate sometime?
I invite you to join me in a series of public debates.
Representative Meng, respectfully, it's time to stop hiding from your constituents. You haven't done a town hall, a candidate forum, or a debate in many years, and people have questions. Questions like, what's up with your support for ICE? Why do you support the Pentagon budget war and Netanyahu over healthcare and childcare here at home? How are those decisions influenced by your corporate and lobbyist donors? You're on recess right now. You're on recess again at the end of April. New York One is happy to host us for a debate. So what night works for you? Hit me back. And I hope to meet Grace Meng maybe on this table for a debate.
We love having debates. If
Yeah.
you want to do it, we are here.
And that's a big problem, right? When politicians get so comfortable in their position, whatever they're doing, they get so comfortable that they feel they no longer have to answer to people. They only have to answer to the rich and the mega donor. They only have to answer to AIPAC or to the Israel lobby. Everyone else, get in line to be listened to. It shouldn't work that way. Right? It shouldn't work that way. There's always going to be politicians that are going to betray us and only going to answer to the donors, right? There's always going to be people like that. And so once they start sweating, start showing up to community events that they haven't been to in years, they're sweating. And Trump said, see what I mean? Hide from the people. Trump said he wouldn't meet with Pope Leo in private or in any shape or form.
Change that law. But right on cue, Pope Leo XIV is now seemingly more interested in spreading left-wing politics than the actual teachings of Jesus Christ. As the AP put it,
wow. Another expert in the church. Another person that's only around when it comes to election time. Now you're like talking bad about the Pope and saying that the Pope doesn't want to meet with President Trump. When the Pope said he will be open to meeting the president. He doesn't care about the consequences or the political fallout. He just wants to advocate for peace. It's peace on earth. That's all. It's not that hard of a message. It's not that hard to do. As hard as they make it seem, they could do it. But people's egos are clashing. Everyone wants to be the macho man. And so Donald Trump will not meet with Pope Leo. And Pope Leo indicated that he wouldn't mind meeting with Trump.
Quote, Pope Leo amplified his condemnation of America's conflict with Iran, saying that God does not bless any conflict and certainly doesn't side with those who drop bombs. Well, first, that is simply not biblically accurate. The Bible contains over 400 references to war, frequently depicting God as authorizing, commanding, intervening in battles like one that we all know, the battle between David and Goliath. Why is the Pope twisting religion to specifically attack only President Trump and the U.S.? Why did he recently meet with top Obama advisor David Axelrod and the far-left governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker? Is it because he's a run-of-the-mill Trump-hating Democrat that lacks moral clarity about radical Islam? By the way, did he talk to them about abortion? Well, in that case, you know, where are the pointed words for Iran, this evil regime, the number one state sponsor of terror?
I mean, you agree with Hannity? Right? You saw that. So do you think that people are religious as they used to be? Do you think the Pope has as much pull as people claim he has? Because some people also say that the Pope is not powerful anymore. It freezes sometimes. And oh, that's that. But Trump is also on the rampage against Soramadani because he made him look bad. And some people beg me not to read Donald Trump's tweets, right? And saying you're giving him a platform. I'm like, he already has a platform. Why can't we talk about him? What, yo, boogeyman? Right? So I'm on Air Force One heading to Las Vegas and Arizona for greetings and speeches on no tax on tips. A windfall for our great American citizens. I am watching youth, attractive and talented people on all of the right. Read that tweet. Long tweet. Long tweet. Uh, Another part of New York politics since Donald Trump was elected president. Now we all gotta learn how to do tweets or X. Right? So I want you to tell me. All right. I'm gonna highlight one politician every day. One politician, if they let me. Hopefully they'll call me and say, stop, take it off. Right? Huh. Let me move on. I don't want to read Trump's crazy tweet. Crazy 5-page tweet. See this? I think they're making him more mainstream. Nothing extreme. Right? We'll figure it out. Right? I always say we'll figure it out. Hopeless optimism.
I'm blushing. Oh my lord. I got gray beard hairs. This is the oldest I can possibly look, right? If I shave all of it off, including the mustache, I look like a child. It's horrible. Everyone makes fun of me. So it's pretty funny that she thinks that I'm not 34 years old. She literally said you look younger than 25. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I just want him to understand the consequences for what he's saying and what would happen if America did fall. Where would he go if America fell?
But the thing is, Ainsley, people like that are uncoachable.
I want to know. I want to know where Brian believes this.
Oh, Brian's like, no. Sean should not debate him. Oh no! Wait, hold up, Brian. No, Sean will destroy me. He will destroy me in the marketplace of ideas. Let me do it.
I want to know why he believes this, and I want someone who understands these issues, who is brilliant, who can say to him, what you're saying, this is what.
Who's brilliant? And then the person.
Yeah. Too much happening in the political spectrum. I'm just analyzing some of it. I know I can't get to all of it, but at least a minimum, a little piece, a little sliver, and then you can form your own opinion about these characters like Hassan Piker and the hat you have. And so hit the like button, hit the share button on every channel. Everywhere you see me, shoot it up, and make it happen. Only a few of the people. This all can happen. I see you soon. Let me play one more clip, right? This is terrible. Late night fighting the sleep monster.
person that she's using as a brilliant orator is Sean Hannity.
What will happen if America falls? This is what will happen if America becomes a communist country.
Oh my God, I'm licking my lips, dude. Oh my God. I give Sean Hannity a kissy poo. Yeah, Sean Hannity, known brilliant person. Oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared about that. I would hate that. I would hate that. I would hate for that to happen. I would never do that. I'm terrified.
So let's try one more thing. All right. So Chuck is doing good, in your opinion. So people are getting pissed off at him. He's blasting out. Crazy. Thanks for joining me late night in New York. Well, I like Chuck Park. Hopefully, they will indict him. He could go down with the father. All right. All right. I appreciate you. And let me not just give a whole bunch of Trump news. Doesn't that get you pissed off? Down stumping for Trump. Everyone hit the follow button, hit the like button, share, and let's get this going. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Let's see. I want to see some more Chuck Park videos. Maybe. Right? Maybe. His stuff is good. His videos are good. And what did the Pope say? Obey God, not human beings. I love it. Okay. Off to real politics. They're going hard. They're going hard for you. Let me play some more videos for you. All right. The Pope, Trump, has been going out for a while. I don't think it's going to die down. Who will apologize first? Who Who will be the bigger person? All right, let me see. Let me get it together. Like the live, share the live, support the channel. Nothing's cheap, right? There you go. The blackout is over. So things happen, right? So Trump is saying I have a right to disagree. So that means that the Pope also has a right to disagree with him. Even though they're saying that he doesn't have a right to be, he's upset that his First Amendment is not being defended, right? Or protected. I got disconnected, everyone. Somehow I lost power to my device. So I forgot to plug it in. I apologize. I know the video was good. Let's play it again. Or play it from the beginning.
Just wonder, I mean, in this remarkable moment and how this is playing out, how you see this back and forth with the Pope and the president being perceived by those that you serve.
Well, I think they're upset by it, Caitlin, and rightly so. I mean, just listen to that sound that we heard from the Secretary of Defense, Hegseth. He used the Pulp Fiction Tarantino speech of a hitman's death speech, a movie killer's prayer to bless military action at an official Pentagon worship service. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, this is precisely what Pope Leo condemned this morning in Cameroon, almost word for word, using God for your own purposes, to say God is on our side, the war is holy, the president is a healer, and the scripture strikes with vengeance. Leo said it today. He said, woe to you if you say it. And so I think that Catholics are recognizing that, and they're upset by it. Not only Catholics, I hear a lot of people, Jews, Christians, talking to me saying, what is going on with this president? He's gone off the rails with this. And why is he picking the Pope to have this battle with?
Yeah, he's gotten off the rails, right? He's definitely gotten off the rails and won't leave the topic alone. Keeps going after the Pope. And even today, he went after Zohran Mamdani, an ally that he claims is an ally. Now he's going after him too. He's like trying to find a scapegoat for all his woes.
I mean, can you understand any
and all
explanation in it when you hear that and you hear what he told us today on the South Lawn of the White House?
Well, you know what the first commandment is, right, Caitlin? Thou shalt not have false gods before me. And we all remember that AI image from not too long ago, where it seemed as though the president was presenting himself as Jesus. Well, people said that was blasphemous. So why would a president do this? I mean, he said, well, I was only a doctor. And then his representative said, well, he was joking. Well, which is it? And why would you do it? Except that he has to keep the spotlight on him. But instead, you have Pope Leo in Cameroon, who's really shining the spotlight on what needs to be shown on. And so I think, you have a country there where a decade of separatist war has left children out of school, families displaced, homes burned. I mean, Leo's not tweeting about it. He's standing in it. And I think that's the startling part of this. I think the president in this context is making himself look even smaller by focusing in very petty way on the issues that he is.
So the church is swinging, right? Swinging. And this is what I'm saying. We don't need petty politicians. We need people that are going to make a difference in people's lives, that are going to actually make a difference. And so Pope Leo calls out those who manipulate religion and the very name of God for military, economic, and political gain in a scorching statement, right? So he issued another scorching statement. He said, woe to those who manipulate religion and the very name of God for their own military, economic, and political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth, said the Pope in the statement. Right? And then he said something about tyrants, about how tyrants feel like they could control the world. And then Pope Leo follows up with this statement, right? He followed up with this statement, which got Trump more upset because he's not backing down. Pope Leo's not backing down.
A lifetime is often not enough to rebuild. They turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are spent on killing, on devastation, yet the resources needed for healing, education, and restoration are nowhere to be found. The world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants.
You hear that, right?
It is held together by a multitude of supportive brothers and sisters. They are the descendants of Abraham, as numerous as the stars in the sky and the grains of sand on the seashore. Let us look into each other's eyes. We are this immense people.
He just went hard, right? He just went hard on Trump. And so we need people like this that speak the truth, that say it the way it is, no matter who they offend. They just say it out and don't care who they offend, no matter how much money they throw their way. They refuse to bend, and they refuse to turn the other way, right? And that's the thing I see in Chuck Park. I see it in Abia Kawas in running for the Senate, first Palestinian American running for the New York State Senate. I see that in her. So this was the latest statement is, who's dumber, Tucker Carlson or Joe Kent? It's very interesting. I met Joe Kent at Dover Air Force Base, along with numerous others who had lost their loved ones in war. This is Donald Trump. I said hello to all of their families. Kent horribly lost his wife. Her casket was being brought into Dover, along with the rest, although he married again quite quickly, in my opinion. In any event, a number of years later, I noticed the same person was running for Congress in Washington State and lost. I then noticed a couple of years later, he was running again and lost. Why I didn't know him other than our brief Dover encounter, but feeling sorry for him, and after the 2 election losses, I told my people, hire him for the White House, give him a job, make him feel good. He lost his wife in 2 elections. They did so, and while I rarely saw him, I certainly didn't expect his loyalty. But that's what I got. He was really a sleazebag, and some would say on top of it all, a leaker. I don't know whether or not that was true, but next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Kent is a loser, just like Tucker, Candace, Megan, and the rest of them are losers. You're born that way. Low IQ, and there's not a damn thing they're going to be able to do about it. President Donald J. Trump. He just went hard. He just went hard on them. He just went hard on them. He just keeps going hard on all the things that he wants to do. I mean, we don't need these type of politicians. We need principled people. We need people that are going to stand up for what's right, right? that are going to tax the rich, that are going to stand up to big money interests like APAC. Right? One more video, and there'll be Chuck Park again. We need to get Chuck Park on Hassan's show. All the Hassan supporters. Let's get Chuck Park. Right? Let's get Chuck Park on Hassan's show. Right? And so let's play that one more time. See? So let me see. Oh, there's one more video I wanted to play that he played. One more video. So this is what happened to him. He said it, and I agree with him. He got Bernied. They did him dirty like Bernie Sanders in New York.
Progressive in my race. I want to abolish ICE, end the wars, give health care and child care to everyone.
Let me play it from the beginning.
So they Bernied me. Let me explain. I'm running for Congress in Queens, New York City as the only progressive in my race. I want to abolish ICE, end the wars, give health care and child care to everyone in this city and country. And so I applied for the Working Families Party endorsement. They're the political home for multiracial working class progressives in New York City. I did all the things. Endorsement questionnaire, Queens chapter interview for months. I made calls, interviewed with their grassroots member organizations. And guess what? I won 94% of the Queens chapter support. Then I won a supermajority of their member organizations. Great, right? Wrong. They Bernied me. Remember back in 2020 when his campaign was getting steam, back-to-back wins in New Hampshire, Nevada, the establishment Democrats fell in line, dropped out, endorsed Biden, crushed Bernie's insurgent campaign right when it was about to take off. Well, they're trying to do the same thing to me. After winning 2 supermajority votes in this endorsement process, some higher-ups in a boardroom somewhere killed my application. Look, I'm just a regular guy in Queens, a dad raising 2 kids. My wife's a nurse. We're foster parents. We are a working.
Yeah, they're working family. But they're burning him.
Family. I know that we're all struggling.
At least I acknowledge that. Thank you for acknowledging that people are struggling. Thank you for acknowledging that people are struggling.
And I know that our leaders are failing us. That's why I decided to run for
exactly.
Congress. There are so many of us who feel this way.
Yeah,
and I guess
exactly.
the establishment is scared. So join us. Donate if you can. Come out to our next event. We're going to win this.
So simple message. Simple, but get the point across. Gets the point across. But thank you for joining me, everyone. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the Cash App button. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care. Have a good night. Peace be with you. And let's keep fighting for our politics wherever we are. Queens, in New York City, wherever we are. We got to fight hard and resist. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing and liking this live. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.